God has created all men equally, whether white, black, red, irrespective of your race, color, and sex. The male and female, He created every one of us, and we all are His product, created in His image and manufactured through His wisdom. We need to understand that God is very intentional about everything He created, and so you are not a mistake. This, I think, should make somebody feel excited, because if God, who created the universe and still controls it, has put a part of Himself on your inside, it means you have the creative ability just like God. It means you have a greatness potential on your inside. You are a potential great man. You are a potentially successful woman. But then, if you look around our world today, it seems as though God has favored some above the other, while some people are more successful than the other. You see, I've asked myself these questions over and over again. Why does it seem as if God has favored the developed nation, but it looks as though the underdeveloped nation are a curse from God? And then I discovered the principle. I discovered what made the difference. You see, God has created all men equally, but men created their own part through what they do with their lives, through what they do with their time. As a matter of fact, the difference between the developed and underdeveloped nation, even in our equality, lies in what we do that makes us become how we are. It is what the developed nation do that make them what they are today, and it is what we do as underdeveloped nation that makes us who we are today. I give us an instance. One of the reasons that has made developed nations who they are or what they are today is because they are committed to solving their problems. But underdeveloped nations are committed to celebrating their own problems. Take, for example, in our part of the world, we celebrate corruption, we celebrate disorderliness. But in developed nations, they are committed to solving whatever problem and challenge they are faced with. Through my journey across the globe, I've made various adventures across the continent of the earth through stories that we have heard, through my study of history, and through movies that we've watched. And I've discovered that there is no nation without a problem, particularly the problem of corruption, the problem of hunger, and the problem of poverty. But the developed nations are committed to reducing the poverty level in their nation by means of innovation and creative inventions. But in our part of the world today, we celebrate poverty as a lifestyle. We do not celebrate our creativity. And that is why, no matter how good the Nigerian made products are through our creative innovation, we do not celebrate them. And you see, once other nations spot this creativity in us, they come from their nation, they pick such people from our nation, they take them to their nation, they invest in them, and they use them in turn to develop their nations. And that is why, if you check other developed nations today, many of those that are breaking grounds are not sons and daughters of those nations. You see, what makes a wise man lies in what he does, and what makes a man foolish lies in what he does. And that is the difference between the wise and the foolish. So when we commit ourselves to solving our problem, we automatically commit ourselves to develop our nation. I'll give us an instance. Gone are those days where you want to send a message to somebody, you have to put it in writing, and it takes months before it gets to that person. But with the coming of social media and what is known today as handsets, in literally seconds, you can communicate with another person that are millions of miles far away from you. That is innovation, that is creativity, and that is what problem solving is all about. So somebody sat down to create such innovation, somebody sat down to create such invention, and we all are beneficiary of those things today. So when we commit ourselves to solving problems, particularly our national problem, then we are committed to developing our nations. And when we commit ourselves to celebrating our creativity, then we commit ourselves to advancing our nation among community of nations. I tell you what, if you want to know the difference between the developed world and the underdeveloped world, check their values, check their standard, check what they celebrate, check what they do. We can always beat the developed nation to the race. And that is my emphasis on this episode. Whatever we've seen the developed nation do, we have the potential to do it, and even far greater achievement lies on our inside. But we must commit ourselves to solving our problems through our own creative ideas and innovative wisdom. And when we commit ourselves to solving our own national problems, then we can commit ourselves to advancing our nation. So a great nation is not in theory, a great nation is not in the pages of the books. A great nation lies in what they do. A better Nigeria is possible, and yes, we can.